Hello everybody, welcome back to the Advanced Vape channel. Before we get started, real quick, I just wanted to say thank you to all the people that have subscribed to our channel. We just passed 2,000 subscribers, so we're going to be doing another giveaway very soon. But for today, we're going to be talking about the new RTA from OBS. It's called the Engine RTA, and it's a pretty unique design. It's kind of a combination of their other designs and an RTA sort of setup. So I'll go on and take this off, and you can see that it doesn't use wick channels in the way that their previous designs did. It's sort of a welling system the way that the Aromomizer, the Boreas, that type of design works. So when we get on to wicking, I'll talk a little bit more about these big channels here. But it's a velocity style deck, and the airflow, there is no bottom airflow, as you can see. It's completely top air, which I was very hesitant about the first time I tried this tank. But as you can see, the air comes down and it hits the coils through these two slots here and goes back up. So most tanks that I've had in the past that were top air, predominantly top air or all top air, were very lacking in flavor. So that was my hesitation about this tank when I first got it. So we'll go on to dry firing and move through it as quickly as we can. I went on and put the build on here. This is a stainless steel 28x2 fused with 40 gauge wrap. And we'll go on to dry firing. Okay, that looks good. We'll go on and zoom out and move on to wicking. So in the packaging for this tank, it comes with the normal O-rings and screws and a Allen key, all that kind of stuff, and a little instruction book that recommends that when you wick it, to pack the cotton into these little holes. I noticed the same thing in the instructions for the Cloudness RDTA from Vapeston. And doing that is a mistake in my opinion. So I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be wicking it differently, a way that I found that works better. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. I'm going to be using Native Wicks Platinum. Okay, so I didn't wick it really tight at all. Just snug in there, but not tight, so that it's moving the coils around. And when I go to cut it, I'm going to be cutting it shorter than you think that you should. So right about on top of this outer base section. And what I'm going to end up doing is just folding it over like you would with any RDTA, like the Boreas. So folding it over top of these holes instead of packing it down in there. Just like that. And I'm actually going to wet it down first, because it makes this process a lot easier. And this is a Max VG juice that I'm using. So as you can see, I just kind of took a minute to make sure that I got it right. I want the cotton sitting just on top of that hole enough to block it, but not going down into the hole. And not a whole lot of wick. So it's not hard to wick, but I'm just being careful with it. And when I go to assemble the tank, I'll show you something really cool, that a feature of this tank that I've only seen one other place before. So as you can see, there's these two notches here in the chimney, and I can actually spin the chimney. It doesn't unscrew, it'll just keep spinning. And you line the notches up with, I'll wait for the focus, there's a notch in the base right there. So you line those up, and when you go to screw it in, it makes sure that the chimney rotates with it, so only the outer part is screwing in. So what that does is make sure that the chimney stays in one place over top of the cotton, and because it is allowed to spin, you know, on something like a griffin, when you're twisting it on, that chimney is going around the cotton in a circle, and it can mess up the cotton and move it around. But because the chimney is stuck down in one place and rotates with the base, it keeps the cotton from getting messed up. And a very similar thing is on the Mage RTA from Coil Art. On that one, the actual base where you do the build is free rotating. So I really like that feature, especially if you decide to wick it lightly. It really keeps the cotton where you put it and where you want it to be, so it's not getting moved all around by you rotating it. So another reason why I wicked it lightly is there's no bottom air on this, so leaking in the sense that it's going to come up really light wick and then back down the airflow and out the bottom is not really a factor. So if you have a leak in there, you'll be able to notice because the coils will be oversaturated, and if you turned it upside down it would leak. But this tank is much more leak resistant because there's no bottom air. I'm going to go on and fill it up, and we'll give it a try. This uses the same side top fill method that pretty much all OBS products use. This is just kind of their method for filling. You just pull this up and fill from the side of the top. Alright, and we're ready to give it a shot. I will put it up to about 65. And I'm going to have this top air all the way open, starting out. Now the first thing that really jumps out at you with this tank is the flavor. So I would expect a top airflow only tank to have minimal flavor and be like a cloud kind of tank, but this tank is really crazy in your face flavor. I can't really describe it properly, but it's extremely strong flavor, especially considering it's top fill. So the way they designed the top fill on this, sorry, the top air, the way they designed the top air on this is exceptionally good. Great flavor and great clouds, and really good wicking speed. I don't really have to worry about it leaking. Maybe if I left it on its side or angled like this all night, it might leak the way that I have it wicked, but just normal carrying it around, I haven't gotten any leaks from it. I'll take a few more vapes on it. So this air is airy enough to support really serious builds in there. I've put an alien coil in there, and the air kept up just fine. And I would actually kind of turn it down for the build that I have in there right now. So maybe to about there. I really can't speak highly enough about the way that this tank performs. The flavor is just exceptional. I think it looks great, and everything about it is just refined a whole lot more from if you look back at OBS's other products. And I've had issues with each one of them, and you saw the ace on my video, and it was okay, it was good, but it was not great. This is a great tank. So all of the problems from their past tanks have kind of been solved for me on this. It's great flavor, great performance, easy to build on, easy to use. I don't like that they recommended wicking it by putting the wicks down in those little channels. That's my big problem with it, but if you don't wick it like that, it works great. I'm not sure why they recommended it like that. For me, it works better the way that I just did it. But I can't over-exaggerate the flavor on this. It's very, very strong, very good, with pretty much any build that I've put in there. I think it's fair to say that this is a contender for my favorite RTA right now. I won't go so far to say it is my absolute favorite, but it's up there. Any list that I would make of my favorite RTAs right now, this would be included in them. And, you know, there's different RTAs for different things, so I can't say that one is the absolute best. But for what this tank is, it competes very well against other stuff that's out there right now. I prefer this over the Griffin 25 Mini. I prefer it over the Tornado Nano. It's just an all-around good design, and I don't really have anything bad to say about it except for the instructions. So that'll bring us to the end of this video about the OBS Engine RTA. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments below or send me an email. If you like this channel, give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.